Look how beautiful.
Oh my God. What do you think?
I think we couldn't afford to rent a closet in this place.
Good afternoon.
The resident manager handles the day-to-day running of the Drake apartment.
Are you sure this is our apartment?
Yeah, it comes with the job. What happened to the previous manager?
Yeah, why would anybody ever want to leave this?
Mr. Hartwell moved someplace warmer.
Now sign the contracts and get out of here. You got a lot of work to do.
The Drake, known for the finest living in the city.
I am taking you dress shopping.
Well done, my dear.
Home to 80 residents.
Hi, I'm Louise. Jane, nice to meet you. Just stop by for drinks sometime.
It's a friendly building.
But don't let the amenities fool you.
Henry, I found something really cool in the basement.
If you just don't get fired for being nosy, this apartment rocks.
I like her spirit.
She's how we get Henry.
It's not right what you do.
What I do is fulfill needs. We all want something. It's the essential truth of who we are. Now it's time to settle up.
This place seems so dark.
You shouldn't have come here. They're never gonna let you go.
Henry.
Hello, I'm Billy Scroose. The Wadsworth's Amistad Center for Art and Culture is hosting a dynamic event here in the city of Hartford at the Hartford Hilton. It's called Phenomenal Women Luncheon, and their guest speakers today are actress Vanessa Williams and her mom, Helen Williams. And as you can see behind me, there are a number of people who are coming in now to take their seats to listen to these two great women talk about their mother-daughter experience. And they've written a book called You Have No Idea. So for any of you out there who probably have been challenged and have had a loving relationship with your child, there's always some interesting stories that you can share along the way. So again, enjoy this phenomenal experience because we're enjoying it as of now. And again, we look forward to you being a part of today's event. It's all about phenomenal women today, and I've got one right here next to me. I've got Olivia White, who is the executive director of the Amistad for Art and Culture. And Olivia, tell us a little bit about this event today.
Well, today the Amistad Center is recognizing the enormous contributions of the Connecticut chapters of the Links Incorporated. The Links were with us when we founded our organization 25 years ago this year by making many contributions individually and as a group. And today, 25 years later, they're still with us, so we want to make sure we recognize that they helped us get this far along the way.
And the ladies that we're all here to see today, Vanessa Williams and her mom, Helen Williams, how did you make a decision to invite them here to the city of Hartford?
Well, it was a multifaceted decision. Actually, Helen Williams is a link. in the New York chapter in Westchester. So there was a natural connection there. But also they have a new book out called You Have No Idea. And we are really dedicated to telling the stories of African Americans who are successful today and yesterday. And it fit right in with what the Homicide Center's mission is.
It's wonderful, and we know that you do so many exciting things here in the city of Hartford. And I know you've got another event that's upcoming, so we're going to even just make mention of that very quickly as well on October 27th. Tell us about that event.
Yeah, we think offering social experiences around cultural celebrations is really important. So on October 27th, we have our fall gala, and Ms. Leslie Uggams will be with us. She's going to do a show called Uptown, Downtown, which traces her story from Harlem to Broadway. And we're really building the whole event around that because her concert's going to be followed by a Harlem Renaissance Supper Club, something very different for us, but totally related to the arts and culture and our history. So we're very excited about that.
So what this tells us is that there are so many exciting things that are going on in the city of Hartford, and you're working on just organizing, collaborating with dynamic people in the community to make this all happen. So I just wanted to give kudos to you as well, just thanking you again for doing what you do in the city of Hartford.
Thank you, and thank you for letting people know what we do. We call ourselves a national treasure, but a hidden gem. So thank you for giving us some airtime.
Okay, and again, we look forward to this event.
Thank you.
We've got a mother-daughter team, and let's hear a little bit from them as to why they came out to support this event this afternoon.
Hi, my name is Tamara Williams, and this is my daughter, Lauren Williams. Hi. Another Williams family. And I'm a teen advisor with the Amistad Center for Arts and Culture, and I work with the teen advisory group there. And one of the things that we try to focus on is bringing youth into the museum, giving them exposure to behind the scenes, the inner workings of the museum, exposure artists, and understanding about art, but also trying to bring youth and families into the Wadsworth Atheneum overall at the museum. And so my daughter Lauren just recently joined the program, so it's great that it's something that we can do together. And we're here just to support the event overall. This is a major fundraiser for the Amistad Center, and we're just excited that it's a sold-out event and that so many people have come out to support it.
And Lauren, quite candidly, and your mother just said it was an opportunity for the both of you to work with one another. Mm-hmm. So how do you feel about that, and what's the experience been like working with Mom?
It's been pretty fun. It's definitely interesting having her being as an advisor because I definitely look up to her a lot at home, but it's cool to have her involved in this group, and also it's really fun to meet other kids through this group, and it's just a very unique experience, and I'm glad to be able to experience it.
And may I ask where you reside, and also how old you are?
I live in Avon, Connecticut, and I'm a sophomore in high school.
Okay, all right, wonderful. What's nice about that is that you're from Avon, but you come into Hartford to do this. And we're Hartford Public Access, so we love to know that others are coming in to support what's going on in the city of Hartford. So thank you for doing that.
Oh, it's great. Actually, that's one of the best things about TAG is I get to come into Hartford, one, experience the city itself, which I don't get a lot of, experience with, but also meeting kids from different parts of Connecticut, which is what's great about TAG is it brings kids from all over Connecticut just to come meet for one common goal, which is the arts and working with the Wadsworth.
So it's actually been a phenomenal experience for you.
It has, definitely.
Okay, all right. Thank you, and enjoy this afternoon's luncheon.
Thank you.
Okay. Diane Cloud is no stranger to Hartford Public Access, nor is she a stranger to any of the events that take place around town. However, her role today is member of the Greater Hartford chapter of the Lynx, and they're being honored today. And Diane, I want to talk to you a little bit about this event because you're on the committee, the Luncheon Committee. Yes. So please just share.
I'd be happy to. Thank you. And thanks to everyone who was here. As you know, Billy, we have a sold-out event with over 300 people joining us today in support of the Amistad. And what's important is we decided to honor the 6 Connecticut chapters of Lynx that are around our state. And I just have to go back and do a little history. 25 years ago when the Amistad was being founded, I was in Lynx at that time. I'm a member of Greater Hartford chapter. And I traveled around the state and talked to my sister Lynx at all the 5 other chapters, and they all agreed to make a donation. So we together donated the first $25,000 from a social civic organization to the Amistad, which was known then as the Amistad Foundation. So we're very proud of that. So Olivia White and I thought it would just make perfect sense after 25 years to go full circle and bring all the Connecticut Links back and honor them again for helping us in the beginning and for sustaining all of the work that they do in their own communities for the arts and for culture.
Now, it's my understanding that Helen Williams, Vanessa's mom, is also a link in New York. Is that correct?
Yes, she is. Helen Williams is a member of the Hudson Valley chapter in New York, and so she's a very active link, and she's active in that community in the Hudson Valley area with arts and culture and education projects that Links put forward.
Okay, well, we're looking forward to just hearing this conversation that they're going to have today about their new book, You Have No Idea. And have you read the book, may I ask?
I haven't had a chance to read the book, but I certainly have a copy. But it's a fabulous book, and it's a mother-daughter story about triumph and great things happening and all the ups and downs. Anyone who's a parent, whether it's a son or a daughter, I think you're going to enjoy this book.
So much, and as always, thank you for the work that you do in the city of Hartford.
Thank you very much.
I've got two other lovely ladies here with me today at this phenomenal luncheon. Again, we're going to hear a great discussion today from Helen Williams, the mom of Vanessa Williams. And the reason I even mentioned Helen Williams first, because we wouldn't have had a Vanessa Williams without a Helen Williams, right? And it's my understanding that Helen Williams is a link. And you guys are being honored today, and I know that both of you are links. So just tell me a little bit about what that means for you to be here today and to also just be a member of the Links organization.
Hi, I'm Gail Martin, and I'm a member of the Greater Hartford chapter of the Links. And for me, Links is friendship and service. And most importantly to me is friendship. I've met wonderful, wonderful women since I've joined the Links. We do an outstanding job of service projects in the Greater Hartford community. We've worked with My Sister's Place. We do reading projects. So that's what's important to me about being the Links, that we can outreach to our Greater Hartford community.
And how about you?
Hello, my name is Carolyn Thomas. I'm a charter member of the Greater Hartford chapter of Links, and I'm here today because I think all Links are phenomenal women. I remember when we started the fundraising 25 years ago for the Amistad collection and the wonderful exhibits that have been produced by the Amistad Foundation. They are phenomenal, as well as the organization of Links Incorporated.
Ladies, I hope you enjoy this event. I hope you enjoy the opportunity to be honored and to have a fantastic lunch. And I know you're going to be doing other things in the community because you're all about friendship and service, as you stated, Gail.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Again, today it's all about phenomenal women, and I've got a phenomenal woman right here next to me. And again, she's no stranger to the city of Hartford, but she plays a key role with the Links organization. Please give me your name and tell us a little bit about what your official role is as a link.
I am Clara Lee. I live in Bloomfield, Connecticut. And my official role with the Links Incorporated is that I am the Eastern Area Recording Secretary, responsible for 73 chapters all along the East Coast.
And you know, again, as I prefaced, it's all about phenomenal women. How would you describe a phenomenal woman?
I think a phenomenal woman is anyone who excels and goes beyond, well beyond the call of what their task is supposed to be.
And does that describe yourself? I said that described who you were, but is that you, Claire Lee?
With everything that I've been told, yes, absolutely. I'm a phenomenal woman, and at this point in my life, I guess I cannot deny it.
And the reason I even sort of put you on notice about that is because I think we need to be proud of that we are phenomenal women and we do go beyond the call of duty, so to speak. So thank you for all that you do for the Links organization. And by the way, you are with the Greater Hartford, the Farmington Valley chapter. Yes. Okay. And what's interesting today is that all of you have come together and you're being honored, which is very nice. So you probably don't know all of the links from other organizations, but was this an opportunity today to meet some other links from other chapters?
Yes, absolutely. I was instrumental in sending out the call for this event for today to the Links chapters in Connecticut, as well as various parts of New England and New York, and as far down as New Jersey. Although our territory goes down into Virginia, all the way down to Virginia.
Okay. Thank you, and enjoy this afternoon.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
We're talking about phenomenal women today, and we've got a mother-daughter duo that we're actually looking forward to hearing from today. Actress Vanessa Williams and her mom, Helen Williams. And I've got a mother-daughter tag team right here next to me from the city of Hartford. I've got Trudy Miro, and I've got her daughter, Sarah Davis, today. And again, we know that you're always about town, and you know, you are a woman of age, substance, wisdom, and it's just good to see you at so many events around town, and you look great. So I wanted to just ask you again, just knowing about this event, what made you come out today?
Well, it made me come out to see all of the young women who are now emerging and becoming leaders in the civic, political, and culture of our city and state.
And let me ask you a question, you know, because again, we use the word phenomenal woman, and we're familiar with the poem by Maya Angelou. But what makes you a phenomenal woman?
Well, I can't say what makes me a phenomenal woman. That's what others say. But I do know one thing. No matter what I have accomplished, there have been so many other people who have helped me, and it has to be a shared responsibility, not an I thing. And that's what it's all about. People always help you accomplish your goals.
And I looked at it too as just being proud of who you are. So again, you've raised this phenomenal woman next to you. So I'm going to have her tell me a little bit about what makes you so great, just because you weren't able to do that for yourself. Hold on.
My mom's a phenomenal woman because she, as a single mom, after my dad passed, raised 5 kids and worked for her community, worked for her children, has always endlessly cared about our population, the African American population. She has been a leader in this community for many years, and has given me great guidance and wisdom. So she is truly my phenomenal woman, and I could only hope to achieve what she has.
And again, you know, now that we're on another journey in our life, and I know that you're probably a great caregiver to your mother as well. And just tell me, just very quickly, what does that mean, you know, to you as well? Because you said guidance, and I'm not, although I'm not trying to make you cry, but I will be very candid. I just lost my own mother 13 weeks ago, so it's very nice to see a mother and daughter together at an event.
Well, my caregiving with my mom goes as far as talking about like activities of the day or issues of importance to the community. If it comes to caregiving, my mother will put me down in a second. She can do it all by herself. She still drives, she still has her own business, and I am looking forward to the time when she is retires and can live in my home so I can take care of her. So we're not there yet, but when that day comes, my arms will be open. So
that's wonderful. And ladies, you know, again, it's a beautiful afternoon. It's a wonderful just fall day in the city of Hartford. So I'm glad you came out and continue to support Hartford and all your activism and all that you do. And just enjoy the luncheon this afternoon.
Thank you, Billy, and my sympathy about your mom.
Thank you very much, Sarah. I pray that she is. Thank you very much. I'm Billy Screws, and we are here this morning at the Hilton downtown Hartford, and we are here for a very exciting event. Former Miss America and actress Vanessa Williams with her mom, they've both written a book, and we're going to hear from them today at a Phenomenal Woman Luncheon. And I've got 2 community individuals here with me, actually I'm going to call them phenomenal women. 2 phenomenal women who I wanted to introduce and just find out why they decided to come out today for this marvelous event in the city of Hartford. I've got Lori McGee, And Lori, please tell us where you work and tell us exactly why you decided to attend this luncheon today.
Well, I actually work at Aetna, and I decided to attend the luncheon. First of all, I am a member of the Links Incorporated, so I thought it would be important to support my organization. And also, it's just a wonderful event to recognize women in the community and certainly to support a wonderful cause. Our organization focuses on the arts, youth. We also have an international focus. And so I think it's important that we come out, that we support financially and just visibly to be able to support each other and to hear from Vanessa Williams and her mom.
And I'd like to make one special note, too. You mentioned that today you are a Link, and the Links are the ones who are sponsoring this event today. And it's not just the Greater Hartford chapter or the Farmington chapter. It's all Connecticut chapters here in town. Is that correct?
That is correct, exactly. It's great to see all of the chapters of the organization come together for this wonderful luncheon today when there's so many different activities that are happening in the city of Hartford. We had the marathon happening. There's several fundraisers that have been going on over the last couple of weeks, and so it's wonderful to see so many women throughout the state who are part of the organization, as well as others who aren't Links, but who are coming out to support. I think it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful afternoon.
And next to her, I have Cindy Drife. And Cindy is a former police officer in the city of Hartford. So she's been used to protecting us for what, 20 plus years, Cindy?
Almost 21 years, yes, definitely.
Wow, wow. And why did you decide to attend the event today?
I was born and raised in Hartford. I still have roots here, a lot of family and friends. I am also a volunteer with the Amistad Foundation. I work with the Teen Advisory Group. It's a teen group to bring teens into the museum, to acclimate them to the arts around. So I think it's important for me as a woman to be here to support this because I know what a phenomenal woman is all about. I believe that myself and my new friend here are phenomenal women, along with you. And it's important for us to get out to show that we are here to support one another.
That's wonderful, and I'm going to just candidly say that I know both of these young ladies. This is a childhood classmate of mine, and Lori is also a longtime friend and sorority sister as well. So it's wonderful to know that City of Hartford community women are here supporting the City of Hartford, and they want the city to just do well. That's what's most important. And they didn't move away. You know, they've done phenomenal things, and they've remained here in the city. So thank you, ladies, for just sharing. And also, we're going to look forward to a fantastic discussion with Vanessa Williams and her mother, Helen Williams. Thank you.
Thank you.
And welcome to the Amistad Center for Arts and Culture's second Phenomenal Woman Luncheon. And you did not miss anything. All right. Clap it up. You did not miss anything. This is not an annual event. You may remember the Amistad Center honored Joanne Price back in 2010. Today, we have the pleasure of recognizing the Links for their many, many contributions to our community and our culture. And of course, right after lunch, we'll hear from our keynote speakers, two truly phenomenal women, Ms. Vanessa Williams and Helen Williams. So thank you for being here also to celebrate the Amistad Center's 25th anniversary. 25 years ago, the Amistad Center was founded to preserve and provide public access to an amazing collection of 6,000 works of art and artifacts that document the entire African American story. The Amistad Center's collection is truly a national treasure and a local gem. MVC Connecticut is proud to be a Silver Celebration founding partner for the Amistad Center and support their amazing celebratory events throughout 2012. You all probably know that the Amistad Center is the country's oldest public art museum located right here on Main Street in downtown Hartford. We are happy. We are happy to have the luncheon in the lovely Hilton today, but the Amistad Center wants to make sure you visit the museum. You'll find a complimentary admission pass for a future museum visit in your gift bags as you leave. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Diane B. Cloud, who is wearing many hats today. Diane and her husband Sandy, who I just had the pleasure of meeting, who is also here today, discovered and arranged for the purchase of the Amistad Center's collection in 1987. Diane and Sandy are co-chairs of the Amistad Center's Silver Celebration, and Diane also chaired the Phenomenal Woman Luncheon Committee. Diane is a principal in the Farmington school system and is involved with a number of organizations, including the Greater Hartford chapter of the Links Incorporated. Please welcome Diane Cloud to the podium.
Thank you, Audrey. Thank you very much. And welcome to all you phenomenal women out there. Welcome to the Amistad Center for Arts and Culture's Phenomenal Women Luncheon. We're celebrating our 25th silver anniversary, and we're honoring the members of the Connecticut cluster chapters of the Links Incorporated. We want to welcome all of the brilliant men who are here today. These are the men who are wise enough to join all these phenomenal women. And thank you, gentlemen. And I'd like to give a special acknowledgement to my phenomenal husband, who is also the co-chair of the Silver Anniversary Celebration along with me, Mr. Sandy Pratt. So thanks to everyone for being here today. Now I'll take you just briefly down memory lane. 25 years ago, Sandy and I, along with some friends from the Wadsworth, we visited a farmhouse in North Fort, Connecticut. And we met Randolph Simpson. Now, Randolph was a voracious, he was a meticulous collector of all things African American. His farmhouse was overflowing with memorabilia, books, pieces of art, but he had found that he had to make a difficult decision. It was time to sell. He had to part with his beloved collection. He wanted to share it with others. Now, we were very eager to bring the collection to Hartford, but we needed money. We needed lots of money. So the state, with Sandy's help, the state of Connecticut, local corporations, private donations, and money from civic organizations helped us to amass the funds to purchase the collection. It was housed at the Wadsworth Athenaeum, where it still is today. And we've had a long, wonderful partnership. The Amistad Foundation was founded then. That was its name at that time. And we were off and running. Now, at that same time, 25 years ago, I had been at Links for about 2 or 3 years, and I decided this might be a great arts project for my sister Links to get involved in. So I traveled around the state of Connecticut. I met many of the ladies who are still here today with me, and I visited the 6 chapters, appealed for contributions, and as always, my sister Links answered the call. They understood the importance of this collection to the cultural heritage of African Americans in Connecticut and across the nation. They also understood the collection's importance to our nation's history and how it represents and acknowledges the contributions of the people. So together, the 6 Connecticut chapters of Links donated a total of $25,000. We were the first civic and social organization to do so, and we should be very proud of that, Links. And so today, 25 years later, we're here to honor the members of the Connecticut cluster of the Links Incorporated for their unwavering support and their faith in the Amistad Center's mission those many years ago, and for their continuing work and commitment to promoting and sustaining arts and culture in their various communities. So today we are also honored to have our talented and exciting author, former music teacher, and our sister Link, Helen Williams, who's here with her daughter Vanessa, the wonderfully talented actress and singer, and now an author herself. We give special thanks to Linda. Thank you. We also give special thanks to generous underwriters, and of course their wonderful Vice President, Sarah Davis, our own Sarah Davis. Thank you, Sarah. Please stand, Sarah. Thank you so much. Please allow me just a few more minutes. I want to recognize our Phenomenal Women's Committee. Would all these ladies please stand? Without them, we could not have done this event. Linda Gooden, Cynthia Williams, Pat Shirley, Stacy Cloud, Lisa Mancanelli, Sean Biggers, Pamela McCoy, Nana Woods, and Clara Lee. I'd also like to mention that Clara, who is a member of Farmington Valley, is also our Eastern Area Recording Secretary. Thank you for being with us and thanks for your help, Clara. Today would not be possible with the volunteers who helped us today, so thank you to all of you. A lot of Sister Links stepped up again today, so volunteers, thank you very much. Please stand. Thank you. It's wonderful for all of you to be here with us today. I want to thank you again for your support and have a phenomenal time. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Now it's my pleasure to introduce one of Connecticut's most phenomenal women, the Honorable Denise Napier. Ms. There you go. Ms. Napier is the first African-American woman elected to serve as a state treasurer in the United States and the first African-American woman elected to a statewide office in the state of Connecticut. Yes. Elected in 1998 and re-elected in 2002, 2006, and 2010, Treasurer Napier is also the only woman to be elected treasurer in Connecticut history. And she proudly serves as one of the Amistad Center's honorary trustees. Please give a warm welcome to Ms. Napier.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Audrey, for that gracious introduction. And let me say kudos to the Amistad trustees, to our beautiful executive director, Olivia White. Where's Olivia? To Madam Chair, Diane Cloud. Thank you. And all the members of your distinguished committee, and everyone actually involved in putting together this fabulous, star quality event. I think we're all very fortunate to have Amistad's steadfast allegiance to the cultural heritage of the African American community that enriches all of our lives. In fact, you could kind of say that, well, you see, they twisted my arm to make sure that I got here. And all kidding aside, I did have recent surgery on my fractured wrist, and but no way was that going to stop me from being here with my sisters. So I am so delighted to be in your company, and in fact, so delighted that on my way here, it became clear to me that, well, first of all, I was so eager to be here on time. And I was. Did you see me out there in the reception area? I was on time, unlike other politicians. But I was so eager to be here on time that I decided it would be prudent and safe for me to take the shuttle, rather than getting behind of the wheel of a big black car. But don't get me started. Don't get me started. I am a law-abiding citizen. Okay, so just moving on. I'm delighted to be here to bring greetings on behalf of our state, and also to add my contributions to the distinguished honorees, the 6 chapters of the Connecticut Links Incorporated. And I do know something about that organization. I have a relative that's a member of the organization. Her name is Elaine. And she would get me if I could say something about that. You know Elaine, for those of you who don't know her. Okay. But I do know a lot about the organization, and so I can say with certainty that they are truly deserving of this special recognition. In fact, I would say it is about time. Can I get a witness from the members of Links Chapter? And finally, let me say this, that I do want to offer my warm welcome to the famous and popular Vanessa Williams and her lovely mother, Mrs. Helen Williams. I don't know if they're here right now, but great, hello there, Mom. Hi. Oh, you look familiar. So do you, Vanessa. You know, it's like all black people look alike. I actually have a goddaughter that looks just like you. So it's great, and I feel like, you know, I feel like I know you because we sort of grew up with you. Those of us that are your contemporaries, maybe a little older. Okay, I'm going to sit down now, but I do want to say one last thing. One look around the room says to me that there are a lot of us in this room that are doing good. We look good and we're well groomed. This is a good-looking group. But at the same time, we do know that there are many of us in our community that are struggling and that our successes are dwarfed when you place them in context. And what concerns me is that what's happening is that we are in danger of moving backwards into history, not forwards. There are a litany of issues. You know what they are when we talk about economic, gender, and ethnic inequality, when we talk about the widening achieving gap, when we talk about the high unemployment disproportionately, particularly among black men. We've got some issues. And so as women, I know that we have the ability to redouble our efforts and move forward. And one of the ways that we have to move forward is to make sure that each and every one of us, along with our family members, our neighbors, and our friends, get out and vote on November 6th. Thank you very much.
I like that, looking good and well-groomed. My mother always said she was of clean living and a favorite, so that's something that we all can, yes. Oh, yes. Clean living, especially. All right, thank you so much, Ms. Napier. Each of our honorees will be receiving citations for the Treasurer's Office at the award presentation, so thank you, Madam Treasurer. While this event will be a lot of fun, it is also a fundraiser, people, to support the Amistad Center's wonderful collection, exhibitions, and cultural-based education programs. I know we are all grateful that Novartis very generously stepped up as the Luncheon's presenting sponsor. Representing Novartis today, please welcome Sarah Johnson.
Thank you and good afternoon. There is so much great energy in this room today. I feel so fortunate to sponsor such an event, and I just want to say that Novartis Pharmaceutical Corporation is pleased to join with the Amistad Center for Art and Culture to sponsor this phenomenal women luncheon, recognizing the Connecticut Links and special guests Vanessa and Helen Williams. It is fitting to celebrate the contributions of the Links for their commitment to uplifting the lives of African Americans for over 65 years. As we at Novartis Pharmaceutical Corporation recognize the importance of diversity and inclusion in our business, we also recognize the importance of diversity and inclusion in policymaking for our community. Over the years, Novartis has worked to raise awareness for health disparities and health issues of importance to the African American community, including cardiovascular disease, cancers, sickle cell anemia, vaccinations, mental illness, and the implementation of healthcare reform. We commend the Amistad and the Links for their leadership in improving the arts, culture, health, and well-being of their communities. And in closing, I would just like to thank and acknowledge some of the phenomenal women that have already been spoken about in the room. Diane Cloud, Silver Celebration co-chair, and Olivia White, Executive Director for the Amistad Center for Arts and Culture, for their work in creating such a great event, the wonderful turnout, and then finally my own phenomenal mom.
Okay, we have just a few things standing between you and lunch. So sit back, you'll get fed. I'm Olivia White, Executive Director of the Amistad Center for Art and Culture. And I welcome everyone to this event. I really don't have the words to say thank you. Thank you all. This is a sold-out event, which is amazing considering there are so many things going on in Hartford today and in our lives, and soccer and everything else. So thank you all for being here for this sold-out event. Thank you to Sarah, our presenting sponsor, Novartis. They stepped up and supported this event without hesitation, and we really appreciate that because we're used to begging hard, you know? So this was a pleasure. Thank you so much. I'll also tell you that Jerry and Linda Gooden support the Amistad Center all year long, and they're very humble about it. But they made a very special gift for today's event. Thank you, Linda. Jill, stand up. There are really 4 reasons for our success today. 1 is Vanessa Williams. 2 is Helen Williams. 3, the Links. And 4, you all love the Amistad Center. But there really is a 5th reason for our success, and that's Diane Cloud. And Diane understands the idea of giving time, talent, and treasure. And I can only hope that the children and families whose lives he's touched as teacher, administrator, and principal realize how lucky they are, because we do. So thank you. I also call your attention to the other table sponsors who are listed in our program. And I call your attention especially to those who are not listed in our program. And that would include Lana Woods, who's one of our trustees and is always with us every step of the way. Anonymous Donation, who knows who she is, and we thank her very much. And the always fabulous and generous Walina Price, who is right here in the center. Would you stand up? Walina, like Linda, made it possible for a number of their sister links to attend today, and we really appreciate their contribution. I'd also like to thank the Amistad Center's Board of Trustees, and a lot of people have been bouncing up and down because they wear many hats for us. So I would love for our Amistad Center Board of Trustees to stand up, and especially Greg Devins, who is here. He was going to be in the marathon today, but he came here instead, and we really appreciate it. Stand up. Stand up, trustee. Sorry, Greg. We don't have a compensation committee, so that was really stupid. Okay. But we do have a small but mighty staff at the Amistad Center, and we really rely on our volunteers and our trustees to move us forward. But we do have one member of our staff here today. It's Alona Wilson. She's curator and assistant director, and she's right over there. Please stand up. And I'd like to extend a special welcome to our future phenomenal men and women with us today. I'd like all of our guests who are under 21 to stand. I'm already standing. But I would like all of our guests who are under 21 to stand. We We have with us students from Goodwin College. We have young people from the National Tucker Pequot Tribe. We have members of the Amistad Center's own teen advisory group. And we have the sons and daughters of some of our links and others. Our lives are in their hands. Listen well today. And welcome. Educating the next generation about the art and culture of people of African descent is at the heart of the Amistad Center's work. We are happy to be able to multitask today as we celebrate our sheroes and enlighten our young people and offer a one-of-a-kind social experience. Now it's time to recognize some of the people who have helped bring us thus far along the way, the links. I invite you to read about each chapter's wonderful accomplishments in your printed Luncheon journal. We're grateful for their work locally, nationally, and globally to uplift us all. So as I call your chapter's name, I ask that your representative come up to receive your award, and I ask that Diane Cloud join us up here to present the awards. And when you read what is in the journal, you'll see just a real snippet of all the accomplishments of the links. We were focusing on art, and that's what's in the journal, but they do so much in so many other areas. Representing the Fairfield Links, we have Shauna Tucker Sims, President. She's been a Link for 15 years. This is her 4th year as chapter president. She's held area and national offices with the Link and chaired several Eastern area committees. And she was also National Assistant Director of Services to Youth. So thank you to Shauna and thank you to the Fairfield chapter. The Farmington Valley chapter is represented by their president, Sharon Lawrence. Who's at everything the Amistad Center does. She's been a member of the Link since 2006. She was elected president in 2011. And she loves the chapter's art auction held every other year at the Hartford Golf Club. Thank you, Sharon. The Greater Hartford chapter is Belina Price, president. Dr. Price has been a member of the Links across the country, many chapters. She's serving her 2nd term as president, and she served as chair of the International Trends and Services Committee and was recently appointed co-chair of the Eastern Region Conference for 2015, which I believe will be held in Foxwoods. Is that right? Sherry Amata is representing the Milford chapter. She's been a Links member since 2008. She's serving her 1st term as president. She served in many other capacities. Her favorite Links activity is the chapter's annual tribute to Martin Luther King, which is great. Thank you. New Haven chapter is represented by Stacy Risco, president. She's been a Link for 5 years. I love that dress. She's been a Link for 5 years. And served as president for 1.5 years. She's held the office of treasurer in the past, and her favorite program is the chapter's umbrella project, the Dixwell Arts Festival held in New Haven. From Waterbury, we have Anita Clinton Briley. She has been in the chapter, is this right, for 35 years? And she's serving her 4th year as president. She enjoys the chapter's breakfast meetings and their fun times together, and that's what it's all about. So please give a warm welcome to all of our Links who are on the stage, and then, because these are our Connecticut chapters who actually funded the Amistad Center in 1987. So give them a warm welcome. And we have one final special recognition. As we all know, behind every great artist is a great mother,
and often a fabulous link. Today we recognize Helen Williams for being the great mother and fabulous link she is. Helen, please join Vanessa and your other link sisters on the stage. Thank you.
We'll now go to the moment that we've been waiting for. Helen Williams was recognized as Mother of the Year by March of Dimes in 2001, and in 2010 she received the Jesse Hillman Award for Excellence from SUNY Fredonia. She received the Uncommon Heights Award from the National Council of Negro Women in 2011. Ms. Williams is a teacher and a mother and, of course, a link. Please, everyone, join me in welcoming Ms. Helen Williams.
Have you all had your chocolate? I'm going to have mine soon. I'm an alcoholic, so I have to have mine very soon. First of all, I want to thank you all for inviting us here today. This has been a really treasured experience for us. And I can't speak for my daughter because she doesn't like it, but I will say, for me, it has been a very treasured and exciting experience to be here. I'm so happy to be in the company of so many of my sister links that are here. And when I found out that we were getting some recognition today for being a phenomenal woman, I thought, how does that include me? You know, what makes them think I'm phenomenal? So I looked up in the dictionary before, we still have those. I didn't go online, I found it right in print, so I know it's true. I looked up to see what the definition for phenomenal was, and it said that it is something that's extraordinary. And I thought, okay, I guess I'm kind of extraordinary. I finished high school at age 16 and then right on to college and finished at age 20. That's a little extraordinary. I had phenomenal teachers when I was in school. I remember all of them, almost every one of them. I had Miss Jones, who was one of my favorite teachers of color, who taught English. And she was the kind of person that she always pointed out the little things that you did that did make you have a success. For example, we had, this is back in the dark ages, because, you know, I'm of that age. But back in our school, Public School 32, Buffalo, New York, we had statewide exams. And Miss Jones always prided the fact that her students did very, very, very well with these exams because she thought she had prepared us so well for them. And I took the exam, and when we got it back, Miss Jones called me into the classroom one day and she said, Helen Tinch, that's my maiden name. That's why I married my husband, because he was Williams. I thought, Tinch, Williams, okay, I'll take the Williams. She said, Helen Tinch, I am so disappointed in you. You knew better. You know better. We've gone over this. We've worked on this. They gave you a half a point off for this error that you made. I thought, oh my God, what did I do to disappoint Miss Jones? I said, well, what was my score? She goes, 99 and a half. what I did was, you know when you have MISS, and you're not supposed to put a period after it because it's not MRS or MR, well, I put a period. A half a point off. Well, Miss Jones was not happy. And, but I thought, well, that's kind of extraordinary to have so many teachers of color and teachers that really, really cherished educating and helped me so much to be able to graduate from high school at age 16. There was Mr. Garfinkel. I remember almost all of them. Mr. Garfinkel, he was my 4th grade teacher. Mr. Garfinkel had this little thing, and I guess also I was a rather extraordinary student, even though I was a good student. But Mr. Garfinkel used to doze off in class every once in a while. So I remember Mr. Garfinkel very, very clearly because what we would do, well, we would put our books. We had books back in the day, we didn't just have iPads and stuff, but we had regular books, and we would put our books on the edge of our desks, and we would all decide that at a certain, this is 4th grade, at a certain time, we would just push our books off the edge, so that Mr. Garfinkel would go. But he was a wonderful inspiration for me and really helped. He would always bring me back at noontime. We would go home for lunch because there was no lunch.
Well, currently starring in the new ABC series, 666 Park Avenue, Vanessa Williams is one of the most respected and multifaceted performers in the industry, in the entertainment industry. As you will learn today, if you didn't already know, Vanessa is a well-trained and dedicated performer, although perhaps most celebrated for her beauty, and she is now also a national best-selling author, along with her mother, of You Have No Idea. We are thrilled and honored to have these two accomplished and gracious and beautiful women with us today. Please welcome to the stage, Ms. Vanessa Williams.
Thank you to my handsome escort. You may be seated. You make me nervous standing over there. Thank you so much for inviting myself and my mom here for this wonderful afternoon. We will be discussing in a Q&A any questions that you have. If you've read the book, if you've got questions about the book, so we can discuss anything that you might have on your mind. Of course, you heard my mother start, and all I could think of is expectations. You know, this woman has a lot of expectations. You know, I had to follow someone who went to college at 16, who graduated at 20, who in her freshman year not only tried out for the Hillman Opera, which was the cream of the crop of the opera company, but got the starring role as Jamal in The Night Visitors in the Hillman Opera the first time out. So people always ask me, what's your inspiration? How do you survive? How do you succeed? I had no choice but to try to elevate myself to be a success like my mother. My mother was always smart. I had to be smart. My mother did not look at the room and say, oh, the girl is so pretty. She said, that girl is so bright. Listen to her. That girl is really smart. So I never, ever thought that I would ever be a symbol of beauty. My goal was always to be the smartest one in the room. If I was a black girl in the room, I wanted to be the most exceptional. My mother said, probably in 2nd and 3rd grade, which I have in the book, people ask me what are the most important things my mother or parents or advice that people have said. And I said, my mother said, you'll always have to do better than everyone else just to be considered equal. And that's because I was a child of color. So children, since we've got a pretty diverse range of ages, that's something that unfortunately still is happening today. When my mother went to school, as a talented young, one of only one black singer in her school, one of her first performances, the opera traveled. And they traveled to Long Island, And all the cast was set up in sponsor homes. And my mother went to go to the door of her sponsor home that was supposed to sponsor her, and they looked at her and saw that her skin was brown and said, sorry, we've changed our mind. And she had nowhere to stay. So this is something that's happened in my mother's lifetime, which you can ask her about and talk about. But the fact that I can be here and be on Ugly Betty and play Wilhelmina, and it wasn't about a black woman. They called me because they knew I could do the job. When I did Kiss the Spider Woman on Broadway, it wasn't because it was a black role. It was because they knew that I could sing and dance and convince people that this woman was interesting. Right now, I'm in a show called 666 Park Avenue. It was not written for a black woman. The role was Olivia. And they wanted me for it because of who I am, because of what I brought to the table, because of all the hard work that I had done and what my parents had prepared me to do. My mother brought up reality shows, and we see a lot of The Voice, The X Factor, a lot of these singing cycle shows that are on and again, and people have immediate stardom. But does their fame last? And is it fame that's what's most important? Longevity is having a career that lasts a long time. And the people that have had longevity in their careers, where it is singing or dancing or acting, are people that have been prepared and trained. So when you say, I want to be a star, think about what you want to do. Do you see a scene and say, I want to do that. I can cry like that. I know I can do it, and I have that dream. Or do you just want the Bentley and the Versace bag? Because that's a different thing. If you really want to be respected and you have a passion for an art or a talent, then you have to ask your parents, who hopefully will say, I believe in you, and that's the one thing I had. There's a lot of people in this world who had parents who said, you know what, get a real job. You know, the arts, it's not going to work out for you. Why don't you get a real job? We don't believe in you. And there's a lot of people that are very famous that are living as actresses and actors that had parents that did not believe in their talent.
It's a new show called 666 Park Avenue, and we play Olivia and Gavin Duran. And we run a beautiful landmark building called the Drake. And he's the master of the domain there, and I'm married to him.
Yes, we own it, among apparently countless other properties in Manhattan, which is featured in the show. I think we see a lot of Manhattan. We see a lot of the city skyline, some elegant places. So it should be fun. So far, it has been. It should be fun to shoot. I think they have a limitless amount of money. He's a real estate developer, and is that right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, owns a lot of properties in Manhattan, and apparently has no scruples. It's about how he gets where he's gotten or how he gets where he's going. And no, people shouldn't get in his way because they don't do well, if they do. But we'll see. I mean, at the moment, it seems like he's just kind of a one-note bad guy, but except for where she's concerned. He's a softie.
Just think of Donald Trump with a little bit of Bernie Madoff mixed in there.
Sweetheart.
Sweetheart.
I'm a sweetheart.
So far, Olivia is in a very loving relationship. It seems respectful, and she is used to the luxury that is surrounding her. There is a tragedy that we both share as parents, where we lost our daughter in a car crash, and that is one of our huge vulnerabilities in our relationship. So I think you'll definitely see that as one of the points of tension within our relationship in the show.
I have heard that mentioned, The Devil's Advocate. I've heard it mentioned, and Rosemary's Baby I've heard mentioned, The Twilight Zone I've heard
Shining.
mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there have been a lot of comparisons, and apparently I'm not sure if I'm an advocate for the man or the woman, himself or herself, but the place, it's the address, 666 Park Avenue, seems to be a wellspring of power, which so far I haven't seen used for good. So we can probably assume that it's only has that one tap for evil, but we'll see.
We've
Henry
got,
works for the city government,
yes,
right?
yeah.
Which I could, as a real estate developer and owner, certainly exploit. If I can exploit him and manage him and puppeteer him a little bit, I think I can make out better. And as far as I can tell, that's the plan. Jane may get in the way. She appears to be a little too smart. Yeah, she could be a problem.
But Olivia has a soft spot for Jane, so she helps her and kind of reminds her of her daughter.
And I know your mother collaborated with you on that book, is that correct?
Yes, she did.
And how challenging was that to work with Mom?
My mother is a piece of work, so that was part of the reason why we chose to do a book together, because she's such a colorful character, but so important to my life. And being an author is exhausting because you're bearing your soul, you're recollecting, you're going through a process, but I'm happy that it's over. I'm happy that I get a chance to share, and it's a great opportunity.
I recall seeing you on a talk show when you were with your mother. You were talking about when you were younger. You were going through those years of feeling yourself. That's what I'm going to call it. And at some point, I guess you were slamming your bedroom door. She took the hinges off the door.
My dad did.
Oh, your dad did.
Yeah.
I thought that was a very hysterical
very
story.
creative.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long did it take you though to get the door back?
Ooh, I don't think I had my door for probably my entire senior year.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
I can't remember. But it was very clear.
And what are you doing?
I've got a new show. It'll be on tomorrow night, Sunday night, on ABC at 10 o'clock called 66 Park Avenue.
Okay. We look forward to seeing it. We love you, of course, and all the other things that you've done. Ugly Betty.
Yeah.
I mean,
Desperate
you were
Housewives,
Desperate Housewives as well.
Yeah.
But Ugly Betty, I will tell you, I really loved you in that role. You were phenomenal. You enjoyed that role.
I did. I miss them all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vanessa Williams, again, welcome to the city of Hartford.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming today.
What a phenomenal event this was. This frank discussion with Vanessa Williams and her mom, Helen Williams. Again, thanks for joining us.